Just start with white people. 52% of all white people think that discrimination against white people is as big of a problem as discrimination against black people and other racial and ethnic minorities, including, I assume, Koreans.
It could still be a good percentage of people. The 52% of all white people can also be supporters of like all lives matter. Those people could be also thinking.
I know,
that,
but explain. Just tell me what do you think is going on in the heads of white people who are thinking that, yeah, man, the discrimination against us, it's white people in America, in the United States, is just as bad or worse than the discrimination against black discrimination.
It could be some situations such as maybe there is a program where there is like a opportunity that the black people get that the white people do not get.
Okay, so that's one. What else?
So
people are seeing that something's going on in society that black and brown, not just black people, but
right.
black and brown people are getting something that we're not getting.
Right.
Yeah, okay, what else? Do you think white people are feeling like they're doing well?
In terms of?
Just their own socioeconomic standard, or?
They're generally more well off than the other ethnicities.
Okay, but nonetheless, they feel like discrimination is a half of them, and that's half. That's a lot.
Right.
So when you look at that, you're just kind of confused. Do you think it's true? Is discrimination against white people as big of a problem as discrimination against black and brown people?
I don't think it's true.
Uh-huh. So if a white person, if I were to say that to you, like,
right.
Jung,
right.
discrimination against me is as big of a problem as discrimination against you.
Right.
What are you thinking? Of course it is. Come on, me, a white guy. You don't think it's true. Well, so what would you say?
I would probably say that you might have suffered a discrimination for some godly reason, but if you look at the world, there might be situations where the chances are that the white people are less discriminated than the other people.
The chances are better. A lot of wealth was created in these years. I mean, a lot of wealth. More wealth in those years than in the history of all humanity on earth. Okay? And 74% of it went to the top 5%, the richest 5% of Americans. 74%. So all this wealth was created. More money is going into the economy. And 75%, 3/4 of it, is going into the richest 5%. So remember my story of being up here, right? I'm at the top. How is it that people at the top who are controlling, making laws, controlling regulation, funding the politicians, all sorts of things. How is it that people at the top 5, the richest 5%, are able to manipulate and move things so that we can ensure that of all the wealth that is created, 3/4 of it's going to go to us? So what happened up here at the top that things keep happening in the same way? Okay? And all the white people are not in the top 1%. So now I go back and I ask white people, hey, how you doing? How's discrimination going for you? How much do white people understand discrimination? How much do you think white people understand discrimination? How much do you think white people yeah, just that.
It's just how much white people
understand discrimination. How well?
I say decently well.
Yeah? Decently well? Dude, how much do you think white people understand inequality?
I'd say about 20%.
Dude, they don't understand shit.
Okay.
Right? They understand nothing. If I brought them up one by one and started asking them to explain any of this stuff, first off, we just asked 4 people in class explain the difference between Switzerland and Haiti, and they gave us these answers that were great for who you are, right? You're students. But like, your answers were really no better than the average answer that we would get from anybody off the street. So what you heard them say is what you're going to hear any average American say. It's like, well, it's about this, and maybe it's about that, and this, and I'm not really sure. And well, because, you know, historically speaking, and people are going to bounce around, but people aren't going to understand. People do not have a systematic understanding of it. The fading American dream. The percent of children earning more than their parents by year of birth. I was born in 1960. So in my cohort in 1960, about 66% of myself and my friends who graduated high school with will earn more than our parents. Watch where it was in 1940, over 90%. Look what's happening. This includes white people. So we're not at 1985, and this has continued to go down. This is people who are 1985, born in 1985, so we can keep going to born in 2015. The estimates are going down and down. It's going down here.
It'll say my life sucks.
Yeah, you're going to say, like, there's a problem here.
Right.
And the problem is what? It's like, I don't know what the problem is, but there's something going on here. You're going to be confused. So you're white, and you're feeling like, yeah, I'm not doing so well, things aren't looking so good for me, but you're also not looking at that. This is median family wealth, 2016. And so half of all white families have $171,000 in wealth or more. Half of all of them. This is not mean. And then half have less. But look what it is for Hispanic and black families.
When you look at it, not much.
Do you think they ever see this? Think they ever look at it?
Not unless they care.
How many white people in this classroom do you think knew this before I put that graph up, or had a really good idea about it before I put the graph up?
I mean, since you called me, I'll say about like 5 people.
5 people? Let's ask. Don't lie, my white friends. You're on the white team right now. White people don't lie. We never lie. Okay? How many of you, if I'd asked you before we put this up here, how many of you could have had a pretty, maybe not, I don't mean the exact numbers, but knew that, yeah, man, there's this pretty serious inequality between white families and black and brown families, like serious, when we add up wealth. So how many of you could say, like, just white people, like, yeah, I got this. Raise your hands. Wait, hang on, let's count them, man. You said 5. So we're at, like, I'm seeing like 20, maybe even 25. 20, okay, that's cool. Most people aren't thinking it though, right? Here, look at this one. Median household income by race. Look at Asians, by the way. You know why Asian is so high? Household income?
We work too hard, I guess.
You work hard? No.
There's also, we also know that in families, like, Asian tend to work both roles.
Dude, you're more likely, okay, Asian in the United States.
Yes.
You ready? Asians are more likely to be new immigrants.
Right.
New immigrants are more likely to live in larger households with extended families.
Right.
So you're going to have, like, cousins and uncles and grandparents. It's household income, so all the income is being pooled together.
Right.
So you're naturally going to have more income. You could have like an Indian family of under one roof of 9 people. They're all working at 7-Eleven, but they pull all their money together, and that's a lot of money, man. Not that Indians work at 7-Eleven. Okay. So listen, man. Also, because Asians being more likely to be recent immigrants are more likely to come with professional degrees and make more money and so on. So here's the deal. Y'all, you ready? Remember King of the Mountain, King of the Hill. You got it. We're all like working to get ahead. Choice, chance. So like these 2 people on average, so we take the black, they're representing the black community and the Hispanic community. So they're down here. The Asian, Native American community, by the way, is out here. Right? They're back here, behind the door. That's how far back they are. And so everybody is working to get ahead. And then we come back here to this thing, that if, you ready? people have an equal chance. Dude, if you work hard, people have an equal chance to get ahead if they just work really hard. So here's the problem. What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie? Melissa, Stephanie, and Melissa. Okay? Now, mind you, be aware of the following. It may be that the richest person in class is Hispanic or is black. I have no idea. We're just going with these numbers here for a second. So, Stephanie and Melissa, so they're going to work really hard because this is the thing. Work hard to get ahead. But while they're working hard to get ahead, the Asian team is also working hard, and so is the white team. Man, the white team's working hard. What do you think? White people are just chilling? White people are working too. And he's going to work as hard. What's your name, bro? Kyle. So Kyle's going to work hard. So watch so the two of you start moving up a little bit. But you guys are moving up too. So they start moving up, but they move up. And so the idea is somehow we're up here. So hang on. White people get up here. And then we look back down to black and brown people, less so Asians, and we're like, Kyle, you know what they need to do? They need to just work a little harder. You all could do it. Hey, by the way, Stephanie and Melissa, you could do it. You could be where Kyle and I are, but you're going to have to work really hard. But the problem is, when you're working really hard, are you ready for this? What are Kyle and I doing? We're working really hard too, because he and I are climbing up as well. And so the problem is, they can work as hard as they want, but we're going to keep working hard too.